In the words of Taylor, sup dog. Today we're going to talk about double brokering, brokerage transparency, and the big dog in the brokerage world and how much we appreciate the job that they do for us. That's disturbing.
All right, so welcome back to Another Dimension. I'm Trask.
I'm Quinn.
I'm Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi.
Hello.
So, back for another episode.
Before the holiday season.
Yeah. Are you excited about it?
The holidays?
Sure.
Don't get me started, no.
How about this episode?
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
I'm ready to ruffle some feathers,
We
cause an uproar,
That's what
We will.
like.
and get some haters. That's what
Well,
I'm looking for.
like number one fuel.
Number one.
Number
fuel.
one. So, you want to get right into it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we are a trucking company. We are an asset-based trucking company, meaning we own our trucks, right?
Yep.
We also broker some freight.
What does that mean?
Basically, we find outside carriers to help us.
Okay.
Sometimes we do that with overflow or larger projects or freight that is outside of our normal lanes.
What are the benefits of doing it?
It benefits your customer because the customer knows who they're dealing with. It streamlines things, and
They have one point of contact.
sure. But we're not a broker. We do broker, but we're not a broker. We're an asset-based carrier, right? That's what we do.
Yep.
Most carriers, at least small to medium carriers, haul freight for brokers, right? And I've always looked at brokers as our sales force. There's no way we can, if we're going to Oklahoma City, we are going to have to take a load from a broker, right?
Coming back home.
Or
to a better area.
We do not have customers in Oklahoma City.
Right.
Those of you who do, congratulations. You're, some of the
Let
lucky
us know
ones.
we're down there. We can help you out.
Right. But
It's like Iowa or Montana too. Like
they're tough areas for
the
us.
states that we aren't in very often, and then there are people that are, and they have some overflow. Just like when their trucks are here, we have extra freight to get them home.
Absolutely. But brokers, some brokers, we've got a lot of brokers that we work with that are just like our customers. We do the majority of their freight.
Yep.
And it's because they have larger national customers that we wouldn't be able to service or get into.
Requirements. Yep.
But we were still able to haul it for them. Brokers, I believe, have given themselves a bad reputation.
How come? I think they're bloodsuckers. I've said it before. I'll say it again.
A lot of them are.
Yeah.
Especially today's day and age, there's a lot of double brokering. And
And it's once every other call.
yeah, so what we mean by, tell them what double brokering is.
I'm a customer. I find a broker. Let's use the world's biggest broker, TQL. They haul our load. Say they're going to haul our load. They then find another carrier to haul the load through them. That's a double broker.
But basically, I'm brokering it to you. You're brokering it to somebody else.
And then
you
they're
did
hauling
nothing.
the load. And they didn't do anything.
Correct.
Yep.
So that's a major problem in today's freight world.
Yep.
Because then what happens is there's no control. Freight can get lost. Freight can get stolen. People don't get paid.
We had one.
It's, yeah.
Red Shield or something like that.
Yeah.
They're probably out of business now, but they took the load, were spot on with updates, didn't have any negative remarks, because there's websites that will allow you to like check on carriers or brokers, whoever they may be, to verify that they're legitimate. We use Carrier Source, but no negative remarks. And then all of a sudden the load didn't deliver on time and we couldn't get a hold of anyone. And every time we called, we got transferred around, put on hold. Well, the load delivered like 4 days late. And now we have a pissed off customer.
Makes us look stupid.
They then, Red Shield or whoever it was. If it's not Red Shield, I apologize. But let's say it is. Their factoring company, which is a whole nother realm, called our customer and demanded payment.
Yeah.
That was a pain in the butt. But it's just unregulated. It really is.
It's unregulated, which was going to be part of my
let's chat
thought
about
process in that. We'll do that towards the end, but
Okay.
So there's a push right now for broker transparency, and what some carriers would like is if I'm hauling a load for a broker, they want to know what that broker is getting paid from the customer.
Why?
Because they feel like the carrier feel like they're getting screwed. They're doing all the work. They've
Buy
got
something from Target. Do you know how much the manufacturer charged Target to buy it?
I don't.
What's any different?
You're 100% correct. I agree with you on that. But these carriers they want to have transparency where the broker has to tell them what they charge a customer. TQL just is one of the biggest.
I think they are the biggest.
I don't know. They suck. I'm just going to say
Total quality
they
losers.
suck.
Total quality
They
losers.
are the people that recruit kids out of college and push. People don't know. They've never hauled a load. They've never done anything. TQL sucks.
Bunch of pencil necks. But
There we go. We're already blacklisted from them.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
right.
They will call.
My buddy Lou worked there.
Lou?
Yeah, you know Lou.
No.
No? But anyway, I thought you did.
No.
Oh. He worked there, and like I remember him saying like, yeah, some of these horror stories are like they'd say they had a load post or from Atlanta to like Green Bay, and it'd be picking up in Norfolk, Virginia, going to like Dubuque, Iowa.
So Taylor, we have to post. Let's say we have a truck available, and we're going to post a truck on these load boards. Dat and Truck Stop are the biggest ones. So we're going to post a load here in Kaukauna, Wisconsin. TQL will call because they've got this awesome search of trucks in the area. They'll say, "Hey, we've got this load out of Ludington, Michigan. It's only 90 miles away from you. Can you pick it up and take it to, I don't care where, New York City?"
Yep. Yeah, we'd love to. If there was a road over Lake
I was
Michigan.
going to ask.
It's straight across Lake Michigan. They don't even know what a map is.
It's actually 44 miles, but yeah.
It's within their 90-mile search.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, they're like, oh, it's only 40 miles away. Yeah, but it's 12. What do you mean?
So they're not even taking the time to go to Google Maps.
They don't know.
It's just.
They don't even want to be a professional.
It'd be you. It'd be. No,
you
I'm
think
not saying
that's-
this to be mean, but it'd be like a guy like you hopping behind the computer saying, "Hey, we need you to call these carriers and move this load. Here are the details." That's all you know.
You guys would be fucked.
Yeah. no other experience. Not saying that you don't have other experience, but I attribute to like, okay, imagine putting Lannon there for a week saying, "Hey, you're going to be our broker all summer." Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, he knows about trucking, but he hasn't dealt with any of these situations.
No.
Now, I get people have to learn, but doing that is not the right way to learn.
Right.
Trust me, that's how I had to learn. It sucked.
Do they have offices or do they have people that work from home?
I'm sure both.
Yeah.
But I think they're
curious.
out of Ohio, like their main. And
So
it's huge.
we're not here to bash TQL. Well, we kind of are, but
yeah,
that
they
wasn't
suck.
what this was about.
Broker transparency.
Broker transparencies. And TQL was kind of at the forefront of this. So somebody made a claim against them. Allegedly, the feds went there and kicked the door in, which isn't true, but they did like a virtual audit. And what it came down to was TQL was saying, hey, we're making 16% on loads, which is probably
Fair.
pretty close and fair. And does it matter? It's a free enterprise world, right? Like
Profit isn't a dirty word.
yes, that's why you're in business. But the problem was this carrier who hauled this load of ice cream thought, let's just say it was TQL got paid $5,000 and they paid this carrier $2,500. So they made 100% on the load, right?
50%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they did, and it was actual. However, most of that stuff is under contract. So now $5,000 may not move that load. It may take $7,500 to move that
Come
load.
a different time of year.
Yes.
And now
you're
you average
even.
it out and you're
Yes.
even. Or play it forward to next year. We don't know where this freight world's going to go. All of a sudden, yeah, okay, let's for simple numbers, they made $1 million. They made way more than that. I guarantee you that. But they made $1 million. And that $1 million is stockpiled or saved up for next year because you got to keep the lights on or you got to keep people employed. We talked about that this morning. But why? It's no one's business. And I'm sorry, but if you're worried about hauling a load for $2,500 and you don't feel like you got a good deal,
Don't do it.
don't do it. Find your own customers. Take a note and maybe hire a salesperson. I'm not saying that you can afford that, but if you're going to complain about what you're getting for the services that you're providing, that's a service that you are using. If you don't like it, cancel your subscription.
Absolutely.
Boom.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Now, do I get heartburn when we haul cheap freight? Yeah, but
All of our freight's cheap. It should be way more expensive.
then we make a decision whether we're going to haul or not.
Right.
And
that's a company decision. And if it works for our company, it may not work for anyone else, or it might work for everyone. But sometimes it's more important to save the headaches and forego the couple $100 you may make. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes there's no benefit to doing that.
Yeah.
But
Where it really sucks is people who are hauling, and this is debatable too, cheap freight, expensive freight, blah, blah, blah.
define that.
But when people haul cheap freight for direct customers
It screws
and-
everyone.
and kill the market,
There was a guy that used to park here that did that.
yeah, unbeknownst to him,
Yeah, he didn't know.
it worked for him.
Yeah. He was a one-man operation. I mean, it's just...
And that's the difference.
Or the guys they're coming home from Texas, let's say. Oh, I got another example too. But they're guys that are coming home from Texas and, I can make $1.75 a mile all the way back, or I can bounce up to Iowa and make $3 a mile. $3 a mile freight. Yeah, great. Yep, that's
What it
awesome.
costs you to get there.
Well, not only that, but okay, so let's say you're there and you're coming back to Green Bay. You're going to make $1,200 instead of $1,700. Like, yes, there are some things when it comes into fuel and wear and tear and time and all that. But in reality, like, what's important to you?
It comes down to two things, like what's important to you, and what does it take to operate,
Right.
right? Like, if you're operating under
You're not going to be doing it
under
long.
cost, you're not going to be doing it long. Going to Baltimore for nothing.
Right.
I mean,
Another thing we were talking about this morning, you were trying to make $5,000 a week on trucks back in the day. Now, that
doesn't cut it,
doesn't cut it.
but it might.
It may for someone.
Wait, what do you mean $5,000 a week on trucks? What do you mean by that?
Per truck.
Oh, okay.
That was the goal
okay.
back in, like, I don't know, a long
10
time
years
ago. Yeah.
15, I don't
Makes
know.
sense.
But
If you could hit that $5,000 a week mark, you were doing.
really good.
We thought at like 2,500 miles a week, so averaging
Right.
$2 a mile.
Right.
Now you could go out and run 5,000 miles and make $5,000 and be like, oh, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Right.
So, sometimes we get caught up in what works for us.
And it may not work for,
Yeah.
and it might not be working for us all the time. Like, there are times to where it sucks. The stuff that we have to do sucks. But in the big picture, the grand scheme of things, it works. Back to broker transparency, though. Why do you... I'm confused on how this is even brought up. That'd be like me walking into... I'm just going to name
Like you
a
said,
business.
Target or whatever, and
Or-
saying, what'd you
or
pay for
even-
this
yeah.
widget?
Or you guys just got lunch, going to Tanner's and go, what did this wrap really
Right.
cost you?
Yeah.
Right. And what's it worth? It's worth whatever I'll pay for it,
And
right?
you know what? Like, if I'm willing to pay for that wrap, that sandwich that I had for lunch, and I'm not satisfied with it, which I wasn't, it sucked. But
We're cutting that out.
I'm not gonna go back. I'm not gonna haul it again. If you
Right.
don't like the rate, that doesn't. You're not tied into them unless you signed a contract. And if you did, that's
Shame on you.
That's your own fault.
Right.
But just move on. Take it. I mean, you get a black eye or a
Don't
bruise
haul
here
for
and there.
TQL and put them out of business.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's always somebody who will.
There's always someone that will. because they got loads wherever you need to go. They'll
Might
just
be the
post.
middle of Lake Michigan,
just
but
they'll tell you.
Yep.
put it on the ferry.
But I just don't understand the reasoning for this or why it even happened. No one does that to Quick Trip.
Anything,
Quick Trip.
right?
Yeah. I mean, it's
free
a
enterprise.
Free enterprise. Free world.
And if you want to do that, go back to the time of regulation.
Right?
I'm not an expert on regulation,
Me either.
but before deregulation, you had to have like a sponsorship, I believe, and you had to have your authority to haul certain goods. So
What does
that
a sponsorship mean?
like someone in the industry.
yeah.
Oh,
So
oh.
let's say you wanted to haul toilet paper, and Georgia Pacific was your customer. They needed to, I don't know, sponsor you, whatever.
Like they would
This
call
is-
you in for like meetings, and then there'd be lawyers involved. And from what I understand, and then they would call you in and grant you the authority to be the toilet paper hauler in this region or this
And it was
in the whole
federally
country.
regulated, and the rates were federally regulated.
Here, and someone set the rates. There's a guy by the name of Ron Meeks. He lives in Arizona. He used to set the rates for those back in the day. But they would tell you that, hey, toilet paper, or you're with the fuel surcharge and all this, it's going to pay you $2.25 a mile, and everyone hauling toilet paper got paid $2.25 a mile
If you were allowed to haul toilet
if
paper.
you were allowed to haul it. Take that. Every industry, cheese.
Machinery.
Schneider had a bunch of that tied up in some, weren't they? I thought you told me that they had like the rights to
I don't remember.
cheese or something in the area, and then no one else could haul it.
This should be a whole nother podcast. We'll
Right.
talk about regulation. We could even talk to somebody who, when deregulation happened,
When did that happen?
I think late 70s, early 80s. I'm
you
not
sure?
100% sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They were, I'm assuming, very upset because they
There was zero
did zero competition.
Yeah. Once you had it, you had it.
Now it opened up the doors for places like us.
Yep.
Does 1971 sound right? No.
I think it was Jimmy Carter.
Oh, you are right. Started by the Nixon administration, and then carried out through Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1980. There you go.
Okay.
1980.
So it
But what
dropped
it
the
did is
barriers to entry.
it created giants in the industry.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
once
any-
you
like
had it,
anything
you
else.
just kept growing. And now once you had it, you were sponsored because now this cheese plant opened up somewhere else. Now you had all that cheese and this and that and this and that and so on and so forth. And I don't know if I'm talking about that 100% correctly, so don't take what I say as gospel. But it once it was done, it, like you said, everyone could. How we know transportation today is what happened.
Right. And it was designed to, I believe, drive down the rates
Yeah.
and help shippers and
Forecasting,
help the
planning,
economy.
maybe.
I don't know. But that would be an interesting topic.
Yeah, we
sometime.
could talk about that. I'd have to do some more research.
The double brokering thing. How do they make? How do they make money if you just create that extra? Isn't
So
that a
here's-
whole,
So
here's
you're
what
a
it
double
is.
broker.
Yep.
You're sitting right there in your desk at home, right?
Yep.
I'm the customer. I broker it to Quinn. Let's say I have $1,000 on this load
I'm going to take care of this load for him.
for $800. So now I made $200.
Well,
Quinn-
hold on. Not if you're a customer. If
No,
you're a customer.
yeah, I'm sorry. If I'm the customer, I didn't make anything. I spent $1,000.
Yep.
so you make 1,000.
Quinn's gonna haul the load. Quinn's the carrier or the broker.
First broker one.
$1,000.
Yep.
Yep.
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna-
find a carrier to haul this load for $800. That carrier sometimes could be a broker.
Is me in this
Yep.
Is
situation.
you in this situation?
You're a fraud.
You are then Quinn's going to make $200 because he sold it to you for $800. Now you're going to find someone else to haul the load for $600. So now you're going to make $200. The carrier is going to make
400 or
600.
600. Yep.
And the customer still paid 1,000.
Still though.
So then what happens is
You lose service and quality because the people that are operating at cheaper rates, 99% of the time, 90% of the time suck.
Right.
so you can then invoice me I'm going to invoice them. I'm going to pay. We're all going to pay. You're not going to pay that guy. Why would you? Screw that. Or you do some, hey, yes, I had a truck that was supposed to be there. He didn't show up. Why do you care? I'm the guy that's got to deal with a mad customer.
Got it. Okay. I was just thinking from a margin standpoint.
They say like those guys are usually around. It goes even worse and more deep than this, but they're usually around for about 3 months. They'll rack up
hundreds of
thousands, millions of dollars if they're good, cash it all out, and they'll end up somewhere else, across seas.
And they can all get a brokerage. So you need an MC number, which is brokerage authority.
Yep.
And you need a $75,000 bond.
Surety bond.
Which is nothing.
Like a couple grand.
Yeah. That's all you need to do to get
so
business.
anyone can get in the game.
And they'll go around to all these old companies that are selling or people that opened MCs. There are people that are opening MCs right now and keeping them active and not doing a darn thing with them for future use because
age them.
They'll look old.
Oh,
hey, we've been in business.
Yeah. Yep, we've been in business since 2000. Yeah, I mean, it's bad. This started off in, what was the town in California? Somewhere in California. Then they started getting smart, and now all of a sudden Arizona numbers would call, and then Colorado numbers. It's over to PA. I mean, they're calling from all over the country. It's.
I was just thinking profit margins in my head, but I didn't think about the screw over the carrier.
Yeah.
Part of it. Okay.
Yep.
Or they may not.
And
hey, you may ride this out a little bit. You may make some cash, and then maybe not.
Yeah.
You know, you give that carrier a couple nibbles. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, I've got 5 trucks. Can you keep all 5 trucks busy? Sure. Now how fast do the bills rack up?
Jesus.
Yeah, and by the time that it's 60 days late, they're out of business and gone and out of the country with a pocket full of cash.
So let's tie that back. Can we tie that back? How would broker transparency help with that?
It wouldn't.
Okay.
Not with TQL and double brokers. Because what do they both have in common? They both suck. But
well, that was spectacular.
Right. That's where I'm going with that. But what that's going to do is it should level out the trucking field, in my mind, if I'm thinking about that right.
Broker transparency?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is if you're hauling for, let's use a big lumber company down south. I don't know what it is.
Weyerhaeuser.
Yes. And you've seen them on the boards hundreds of times. The main guy that's got it has got it for $1,800, $1,700, $1,600, $1,500, $1,400, and they're all different brokers, all trying to make different amounts of money. Mm-hmm. But if the broker has to say how much they are charging the customer for that load, it should bring up that bottom, hey, let's agree to 10%, and now everyone's running at the same margin from a broker. In theory. I don't know.
Maybe.
What are your thoughts? You seem awfully quiet over there.
I don't know. I think it's, if anybody has a reason to complain, they're going to complain. Yeah, and at the end of the day, make a different decision then. Right?
You don't like it, move on.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
So I said, you made the decision to haul the load or eat the cheeseburger. If you don't like it, don't go back. Mm-hmm. Don't haul it again.
Yep.
Try something different.
Well, that's all there is there.
Well, that's your problem.
Right.
Don't take a different load outbound. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's not anything else on the board. Well, maybe then it's time to realize that this is all that's going to happen, or this isn't right.
Maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't be in business.
Right.
And that's just the harsh reality of it.
It's the harsh reality of any business.
That's what's happening now.
That's the beauty of the free world. I mean, if you can get crafty and come up with different solutions, and you can't tell me that if you actually bearing something catastrophic going on, if you try and work hard enough, you're going to find something that you can make work. I mean, the stories. I remember back when you used to tell me, I used to work all day on a $1,200 load, And I'm like, oh, I can do better. I can do better. I can do better. And then what did you do at the end of the day?
Took that same load that I called very first on.
But you tried. So
there are the occasions where good things or bad things happen to good people, though.
absolutely.
Like, hey, if you're hauling for whatever, XYZ manufacturer for 20 years, life is great, and then all of a sudden
the shipping guy retires.
or COVID hit and, something happened and you didn't know anything else. And
Right.
that,
and I
that
understand,
can happen.
I understand that.
But to your point too, before we grew, I told you this morning. There was a time where if we needed extra cash to pay a bill or pay the fuel bill or make payroll or whatever, I could jump in a truck and solve that problem, right? Once you get to a certain point,
You can't do
you
it.
can't do those things anymore because there's just not enough there. And I think most people who have started their own business, any business,
Realize that.
would be the people that would do that. And there's a lot of great employees that would do that as well.
Right.
But those that aren't willing to do that,
Go somewhere else. Go to the place that's
go sit in your mom's basement and talk smack on your keyboard.
yeah. Or go haul the freight that you're pissed off about and being mad about TQL making money.
Go work
Like-
for them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dedicate to them. Haul an Amazon trailer. You can't tell me that you can't find freight. I get it's tight and things are going to change. Amazon isn't going anywhere. I'm sure there's 3 packages on my doorstep right now because it's a week before Christmas. You know what I mean? The average person, you can sign on with them and pull their trailers.
Yeah.
Like, just get cagey, like you always say. Like, it's just do something else. If you're not happy, do something else.
And
Don't ruin someone else because you're not happy.
don't make your problems. They didn't cause your problem.
No, you
right?
did.
Yes, you did.
You did.
Yes.
It's your responsibility to be happy with your actions. No different. If you make a bad choice, who
Gotta
has
live
to
with
pay
it.
for it?
Right?
It's called being an adult. I'm sorry. It is.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at someone for having more money. Oh, they just sit in a cushy office. But did they always? Maybe they did. Maybe it's a silver spoon, whatever. But 9 times out of 10, it's someone that was in the dirt, grinding hard, working 20 hours a day, while juggling family life, whatever other things that came their way to get to the point that they are. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
That is the true American dream. Get there and do it.
But don't bitch about somebody else
That did it.
that did it, and or if you are using them as a resource to get to where you want to be,
Right.
don't chastise them. It's not their fault.
Like, yeah. That's like getting mad at the hand that feeds you. Like it's, I don't know.
Steak farming. Let's go
Farming.
there.
Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
Man.
Like there's a lot of programs that the farmers can utilize to help them. We probably shouldn't go down this road.
I know exactly where you're going.
But the problem is if milk isn't federally regulated,
I have no idea.
the milk price is set, right? And if
Per
there's
gallon. Yeah.
yeah,
Or hundredweight. I mean, I'm sorry.
if there's nothing you can do about that, hey, I feel my milk is worth $20 a hundredweight, and you're saying it's only worth 13,
But everyone's is worth 13.
but everyone just, I don't know. Let's not go down that road.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that part out.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that milk.
I
price
did
out.
not think you were going there at all.
Milk?
I thought you were going on Adam, your cousin.
Oh, yeah,
Talk
go there
about a
too.
guy that, you know what? He's a farmer that is an amputee, and he still makes it happen.
He should be an inspiration to anyone.
Right?
Born with a disability, never stopped him.
No.
Double amputee,
Yeah.
never stopped him.
Still farming every day, and would run circles around a lot of people.
Is super smart.
Yep.
Knows how to manage his
Super intelligent.
farm.
How big does he have a big operation?
I think he's got like 60 heads.
That's enough.
70,
That's enough
somewhere in there.
Yeah. I think he was
Genetics is huge for him.
Yep.
His crops
Technology.
Yep, everything. So,
A guy that uses the resources he has to better himself.
and in the face of adversity,
Yeah.
says fuck you.
Just
like
does-
I'm gonna
just-
do it.
Just
Yep.
doesn't make excuses.
Yep.
Nope.
I think he was on like the Ellen show or something like that too, wasn't he?
Ellen?
Not Ellen.
No, he was
Oprah. Kidding.
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, it was Tucker Carlson.
Oh yeah.
But you're right. Like, but in that thing, imagine them. Imagine Adam in that situation. Oh, I'm gonna go after the seed producer because he's charging me too much for my seeds. You think that ever? It's called a negotiation. We came to an agreement that we both agreed on. That's it.
Done.
I made a bad decision. It's done. Or I made a good decision. Great. Good for you.
That's life. That just didn't work. That's all of life.
So, anyway,
Oh boy.
I guess that's all I got.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a lot of editing in this one, Taylor.
Not at all. But how do we bring it back? How do we
TQL
wrap it
sucks.
up?
Yeah, at the end of the day, TQL sucks. Quick transport blacklist us. I don't care.
Yeah, I think we are.
I like
That and M2. M2 sucks too.
Oh, we can't end on that.
We can or we can't.
We can't end on that.
No. Have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate, I wish you the best and have a great new start to
Leave
the new
us
year.
your remarks
Yeah.
about broker transparency and how
Yep.
great it would be or how horrible it would be.
Yeah.
Agree, disagree. We love it all.
Yep. Like, share, comment. Whatever you got to do. Thanks for listening.
Merry Christmas.
Later,
And
y'all.
happy holidays.
You filthy animals.